Hello, this is Edith Newmeyer, and I'm the author of the book, The Mystery of Adam. I want to thank all my subscribers today. I went over 100 subscribers, and I'm really happy about that. I know that's not very much compared to these people that have thousands of people following them. And unfortunately, these people that have thousands of followers, they are many times false teachers. And I have, I think, mentioned that before, that I'm just so worried about people and that they are misled. I have just posted another video on my group about deception. I have created this Facebook group page called Mysteries and Conspiracies, which help understand Bible prophecies. And I post these videos that I am watching and that I think that they are important for people to know, to understand Bible prophecy. And in order to understand Bible prophecy, you have to also understand history. You have to understand somewhat politics, okay? Because we are totally going through tons of deception. We are deceived. We're deceived so miserably. And of course, we've been miserably deceived from the beginning of time. From the time that Adam and Eve sinned in the garden, we have been nothing but deceived. They were deceived in the garden, but we are deceived daily still. We have not learned to really look for the Holy Spirit and let the Holy Spirit only tell us the truth. We have a tendency to constantly seek out leaders. We have a tendency to constantly allow other people to influence us. Now, I know I'm a teacher, but I'm not telling anybody to follow me. I'm not saying I know it all. I always say, go to the Bible. What does the Bible say? And let the Holy Spirit guide you. Okay? I'm expecting that if you call yourself a Christian, I expect you to be connected to God and to listen to what God has to say about certain things. And when you do have the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is not telling you, you shouldn't push it. Okay? You shouldn't run to another person and try that and try this. No, you should just simply say, okay, this is not the time right now for the Holy Spirit to show me the truth in this area. And then seek the truth in areas that God is willing to show you. And then just wait and keep praying and keep being obedient to God in what He has to say. Don't push things. Get more information, because sometimes we have to get more information in order to understand what is going in our world today. Now, many people are saying we're living in the end times, okay? End times mean we're coming close. We're coming close to the day of the Lord. Day of the Lord means Christ is returning. That's what the day of the Lord is. Christ is returning. And so many people say, well, we're close to the day of the Lord. Now, Satan knows we're close to the day of the Lord. He knows it, okay? And because he knows we're close to the day of the Lord, he knows that Jesus Christ is returning. It could return any day. That's why he is even more crazy about deceiving people. He wants people to be deceived. He has no interest that anybody is being picked up by Jesus. Okay? Even the elect are being deceived. So, if you think you're a Christian and you're wearing white robes and you think you're waiting for the bridegroom to return, but you don't have any oil in your lamp, that is just tough because you're not going to make it. And part of not having oil in your lamp is, of course, not being connected to God. That means oil is symbolic for the Holy Spirit. So if you don't have any oil in the lamp, that means you don't have the Holy Spirit. That means Satan can very easily deceive you. Okay, very easily deceive you. These people that are following all these false teachers, they're deceived. That means they don't have the Holy Spirit. Okay, these people don't have the Holy Spirit. So, but here is what I want to talk about today. I created this new group, Facebook group, called Mysteries and Conspiracies, which help understand Bible prophecies. And I put videos on there that are helping you to understand the times that we're living in. They're not necessarily only Christian, but they will help you about history and education, politics. They help you about everything. They're not just focusing on politics. I don't like that, okay? Sometimes we have to bring in some political information just to kind of understand it. But I am not a harper on Trump or anti-Trump or anything like that. Okay? I look just straight at what's going on politically. So this last video that I was posting on this group is One World, Two Species, Tartarian DNA. We are never alone, or we were never alone. And it is starting out, the first part is about this great deception that we are going through. That's what I want to talk about today. This huge, huge deception. Now, it's not just been happening, today, but it just seems to get worse. Okay? We're being deceived more. Why? Because, of course, we're more informed. And so they have to work overtime in covering up the truth. And they're doing it in politics, science, medicine, education, you name it, religion. Everything has been hijacked and they're deceiving us left and right. Now, why do they deceive us? Because they want to distract us. They want to distract us from the truth, and they want to distract us from being in the, what some people don't want to call, rapture. Now, the rapture is a real thing. I don't care when people say, oh, we don't like the name rapture. Well, then come up with something else. The gathering, okay? We are gathered to Jesus. Jesus is returning, and he is gathering his bride, okay? And we are meeting him in the air. And so where are we going from there? Are we going to just sit there in the air? Of course, he's taken us from the air. He's taken us to heaven. Read Revelation, and it's not hard to understand. Because Satan knows that the time is very near for Jesus' return, he is now even more strongly deceiving people. More strongly deceiving people. And it's easy for him to do because we have so many chances to find information. The internet, everybody has access to the internet. And you know what? We don't know whether the things on internet are true or false. Okay? See, these false teachers, what do? They teach maybe 90% of truth. And then 10% is false teaching. So they're coming with these nice, wonderful verses, and they tell you about Jesus, and how we should be saved, and blah, blah, all these nice, wonderful things that you have heard, maybe all your life. And then they will hit you with 10% of lies. And that is the way how they deceive you. They don't just come out and tell you lies. They don't do that. They come out first with the truth, and then they mix it in with false information. And this video is showing you clearly how they're doing that. Okay? They're telling you that even science is being confused. What they're doing with scientists, they chop like scientific research, they chop it up in little pieces, and each scientist gets a little piece of it, but none of the scientists knows what the whole truth is. Only some people on top, they know, and they put the pieces together. Okay? And then they present it to the shadow government. Not the real government. Everybody's saying, oh, it's the government. No, it's the shadow government. It's the government behind the government that's running everything. And I hope you are aware of what shadow government, deep state, Illuminati, and all that stuff is. It's not conspiracy theory. It is conspiracy. That's why they're doing it, because they want to stay in the shadow. They do not want people to know who they are. Okay? But it's not a theory. It's not a theory. There's real conspiracy going on against us. And Satan is behind it. Why? Because he's trying to deceive us. So these scientists don't know. They only know one teeny little spot what they're working on. They give that information to a higher up, a boss. And that boss, again, gives it to an elite that puts things together. So therefore, nobody really knows what's going on. And this guy who made the video saying that education is doing the same thing today. So people never understand fully what's going on. They don't fully understand what's going on in science, what's going on in education, in religion, in medicine. Okay, medicine is the same thing. Doctors work for pharmaceutical companies. Okay, they are trained by pharmaceutical companies, people that own the pharmaceutical companies. They train the medical people, and they train them so they will eventually sell their products, not to help people get healthy. No, they don't know that. They don't care about that. They're interested in finding a product that they can give to people. Okay? And most of the time, these products make them even more sick. So they have to give them even more medications. So every medication has a side effect, and so they have to give people medications for every side effect. And so all of a sudden, the person is taking bunches of medications. So that is going on. This deception is going on and is rampant. And who is on top of this? Like I just said, this shadow government. It is an elite group. Now, are you familiar with the dollar bill, the pyramid on the dollar bill? There is an all-seeing eye on top. That is symbolic for Satan. Satan sees everything. Okay? He knows everything. He knows what's going on, and he controls everything. And under that all-seeing eye of Satan, there is an elite group, of course, which is used by Satan as puppets. Satan, of course, is not a human being, and he needs human beings to do his business. So he uses this elite group, and of course, what? He promised them money and control and status. He, promised them all these things, right? And he blackmails them, and they are doing his little work out there, his little plan. And his little plan is to deceive everybody. He's been doing this for a long time. A very, 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 very long time. He's been deceiving us. People think, oh my goodness, we're close to the tribulation, and during the tribulation, the Antichrist comes. Well, you know, if you followed my videos, that the Antichrist has been around. And the Antichrist has been controlling this world for a long, long time. Okay? So if you don't know about this, well, watch my videos. I believe very clearly that the Roman Catholic Church is the Antichrist. Okay? They have been drunk with the blood of the saints. Of course, you have to know what history is. And this is exactly what's happening today. People are not only being deceived about history, okay, what actually went on in history past, but they're also not even informed what happened in history. Now, we have been going through 2,000 years of Christian history. That's a long time. Lots of things have happened, and most people don't even know that. They don't even know 100% what happened the past 250 years, while the United States was actually on the scene. Okay, it's only 250 years, and they don't even know the U.S. history. Why? Because they even deceived in that. If you really would research the Civil War, you'd find out that people were deceived about the real reason why we had the Civil War. Or everybody thinks it's about slavery. No, it's not about slavery. It's about money. It's about the financial system. Okay? Everybody thinks they know, they learned about the First World War and the Second World War and how horrible Hitler was and you know what a dictator he was, blah blah blah, and yet they don't really know what really happened. Why? Because the victor wrote history. Okay, the victor wrote history. Who was the victor? The Brits and the Americans. And they wrote history, and they wrote history the way they wanted to write it. They didn't tell you that they bombed the shit. I'm sorry, but they did. They bombed the shit out of Germany. They're not going to want to tell you that one. Okay? They don't want to tell you that they calculated exactly how much bombs they have to throw in these German cities so they would burn to crisp. Okay? They calculated how many bombs they have to throw in a city to turn the city to crisp so it will burn down to the ground. Okay? And all the people in the basements with it. They don't tell you that. No, they don't tell you ever. They don't tell you who started the whole war. Oh no, it was Hitler's fault. Now, but I'm digressing and I don't want to go any further because I want to just tell you the deception that has been running crazy. Not just in religion, but in every area. History, politics, everything. And if you don't start waking up, you will be deceived. See, it happens that when Satan knows that he can deceive you, he will start with a little lie and he gives you more and more and more deception. And all of a sudden, you are just totally falling into his trap. Okay? That's what happens. That's what happened with Adam and Eve. Okay? Satan knew that they were messed up, okay, about what God told them. Okay? God told them don't eat from the tree in the middle of the garden called the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And what did Eve say? And I know Adam believed the same thing. She said, oh, God told us not to touch it or eat from it. Now, God never told her not to touch it. But she made that up. That was her belief. So Satan knew exactly he can throw more stuff in there. He can actually derail her even more. Satan knew it because she already believed lies from the get-go. It wasn't even Satan's doing. So then Satan knew, oh, I can even get her more off. And well, guess what? And there it is. They rebelled against God. Why? Because they continued with this deception. And that's what still Satan does today. This whole little thing about, oh, women were deceived or the woman was deceived. No, the man is just as deceived. Look today how many false teachers we have. Male teachers. Okay? Probably a lot more male teachers than female teachers. So don't tell me that women are more deceived than men. No, that's not the case. But the case is that we are extremely deceived. And this new group that I'm having, and I'm hoping you will join me. If you want to more, when I bring up talk about things on my videos, I usually now post these videos that I'm mentioning on my group page. Again, the group page is called Mysteries and Conspiracies, which help understand Bible prophecy. Go to Facebook and befriend or click on join this group. Okay, and then you have, and I think you can even see, even if you don't join me, I made my group kind of public, so you can see what's going on, the things that I'm posting. And they're very interesting, very interesting videos. Very interesting. Okay, so today's video is on deception, deception, running wild. I talk to a lot of people, okay, and it is amazing. It's not amazing actually. It is pretty sad. It is very sad how deceived people are, and they're not just deceived, but they're stuck in it. They're extremely stuck in it. Why are they stuck in it? Because they're misinformed. They're misinformed. They have no idea about anything, whether it be religion, politics, history, especially history. People are so deceived about history. Okay? They don't even know what the Inquisition is. They don't even know what papacy is and how long it existed and the history of papacy. Well, nobody teaches them, right? And they never learned it. Now, I used to be a Catholic. That's probably why I researched the whole thing, okay? Because I wanted to know. So, people, you need to really wake up, okay? We are living in very dangerous times. You think it's dangerous to have the mark on the beast? You know, that is something you confront. You think it's dangerous to lose your life? I think it's dangerous when you lose your soul. So don't lose your soul. It is not a bad thing when you lose your life. It is bad when you lose your soul and you end up not being part of the bride of Christ. That is dangerous. Okay? So people are hyped up. Oh my goodness, you know, the tribulation is coming. We are already in tribulation. Okay? We are already persecuted. You know, we may not be physically persecuted right now, but we are persecuted in our soul. Okay? There is a war going on for our soul. There is a fight going on for our soul right now. And people are not aware of that. And it is pretty sad. You need to wake up or you will end up standing in front of the door. You know that story about the virgins, the 10 virgins. If you don't know it, go read it. Okay? I don't know if it's in Luke, it's in one of the Gospels. The 10 virgins. 5 had the oil in the lamps and 5 didn't. And the 5 who didn't, they went, they got oil, and by the time they got back, they were standing in front of the door. The door had closed. And they called, Lord, Lord, and Jesus said, I don't know you. He didn't open the door for them. He said, I don't even know you. Okay? That is scary. That's what I would be afraid of. That the bridegroom comes in the middle of the night and you're not ready. And when you are finally ready, you know the door is closed. Now, some people say, oh, the rapture doesn't happen. Well, what do you think that is? When the bridegroom comes, he picks up his bride. They go into the bridal chamber. That's what it is, the bridal chamber. The rooms he has prepared. And the door closes and you're outside. And you know, now you finally open your eyes and you realize, wait a minute. The wrath of God is starting. Okay? Oh my goodness. How would you feel then when the wrath of God starts and you're standing out there? I don't think that would, you're standing in front of the door. I don't think that would be a very happy thing to experience. And I'll tell you, all these false teachers will be standing in front of the door. So, you know what? It is, you be very careful, Brian. Be very careful what you are teaching. Very careful. Be very careful. Okay? Make sure you're not following blind or false teachers. I will come to an end today. And again, I want to thank you, my subscribers, and share my videos. Also, in the comments section, let me know what kinds of things you want me to research and present. You know, I have time. I'm retired, and I have time to sit and research things. I know a lot of people are still working and they don't have as much time. And go to my group on Facebook and join the group. And you can see lots of videos. You don't have to go through all the videos. You can find some videos on my group and you can watch them. Some extremely interesting things on there pertaining the end times. I also have some German videos on there, and I'm sorry, I wished you could actually hear them because they're so interesting as well. I wished somebody could translate them. So, anyways, let the Holy Spirit guide you always, 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 and go to the source and read the source. Do not take somebody else's word for it. Not even mine.